Hey guys, it's Jackson from Plantriotic.com. I'm here with Govind from Bhakti Yoga Shala in Santa Monica. Amazing studio for yoga, kirtan, spiritual development, an amazing community. We're here in beautiful Santa Monica, California.
Yes.
So nice that you sat down to do this. Amazing, yeah.
This is great.
So tell me a little bit about your journey through vegetarianism, veganism. Did yoga come first? Was it food?
Well, yoga came first. But in my initial years, first few years of practicing yoga, I actually got very sick. I was diagnosed.
So what year are we talking about?
We're talking about 1995. Yeah, 1995. I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, which is a form of irritable bowel disease. And I was very, very sick. Bleeding through my bowel movements, diarrhea, terrible pain, and through that, at being such a young age, you start looking for answers. You know, you start, when you're not feeling well, when you're really suffering, you start looking for anything that will help you.
Right. So were you trying to get treated through the Western medical world?
Well, you know, when I first went to the doctor, I was treated through Western medicine, and the doctor said to me, "You're going to be on this pill for the rest of your life." And right there, that moment, my mind said, "No, I'm not going to do this. I can't do this." I didn't tell the doctor that, but that's what happened inside of me. And at that point, very soon after, I was looking for other possibilities and therapies, and I was introduced to Ayurveda, which is the sister science of yoga. And Ayurveda's and yoga's very much core belief in what's called ahimsa. And ahimsa is non-harming. Non-harming to yourself, but non-harming and non-violence to any creature.
Which is the first limb of the
yamas. Which is the first limb of all of the yamas of Patanjali's Ashtanga philosophy. And, you know, the philosophy being that we're all one, so any harm that you do to any other creature ultimately is harming to yourself. And that philosophy really resonated with me. I had never really even thought about it so much because my whole childhood I ate, meat, I ate fast food, and terrible diet, terrible diet, especially through college. And
where'd you go to school?
I went to University of Maryland, and I ate so much shit. I ate like terrible diet.
But not unusual for your
not
peers.
Unusual.
I mean,
and there's still, of course, millions and millions and millions of people on this planet
thinking it's very normal.
Right. So for me, this sickness was one of the greatest blessings. That's what I came through, because it really helped to awaken me to really my choices. And I feel that this is where my weakness is. After eating so much crap for so many years, this is where my weakness was, in the large intestine, because that's where it all everything you put in your mouth ultimately ends up here.
Yes.
And I was going through some very deep emotional stuff at the time, and boom, that's what gave way. So I was very, very sick, and
So was it Ayurveda that got you started with?
So it was Ayurveda that got me started with vegetarianism, and it really resonated with me because I love animals.
Yeah.
I love animals, and why would I ever want to hurt another animal?
Yeah.
It's at that point it just made so much sense to me. And then of course doing all of the research on vegetarianism and veganism, that you can totally nourish your body, nourish your being.
Without that suffering and sadness and pain inside of what I'm doing ultimately is not in line with my beliefs on morality and humanity.
And spiritual development, and the what it said is when an animal is killed, it sends out negative, fearful vibrations ultimately into its flesh. And if you eat that flesh, that is what you're taking on, that karma.
Exactly. I mean, so many people think the choice to be vegetarian or vegan is purely nutritional.
Right.
And I like when people get interested in it in that way,
Yeah.
but it becomes so much larger, and you feel the effects on such a wider spectrum, spiritually and peacefully. And
I think it's connected so much more to a lighter vibration of consciousness, and that was my choice.
so you were a yogi and yoga teacher at that
No,
time?
I wasn't a yoga teacher. I had just started yoga, but I was going through. So I had just moved to California from the East Coast, and I was very confused and mixed up, and wasn't really sure who I was and where I was and what was going on in my life.
So what were some of the benefits that you started to feel once you got on the diet? Were they immediate? Was it gradual? Was it really
It was a
profound?
very gradual thing, you know. It was immediate within my consciousness, but it was gradual within my healing, my physical healing process. And it took about 8 more years of vegetarianism, and specifically an Ayurvedic diet that a doctor had put me on. Pretty much a mono diet of just eating khichdi, mung beans and rice,
and
turmeric, which is anti-inflammatory, turmeric and cumin and coriander, and some healing herbs cooked into the diet.
So were you eating that 3 times a day?
I was eating that 3 times a day, and I was supplementing with other things.
Sure,
as
fruits
well.
and...
Some fruits and vegetables, and some other things.
So
that was about 80% of my diet for 2 years straight.
So which is really tasty, by the way, too. I mean, it's not painful to eat khichdi.
It's not painful.
So were you not incorporating ghee into that?
Ghee. I wasn't incorporating ghee.
You
So I was vegetarian.
So that's what makes it
and
vegetarian. Okay, because that's clarified butter.
Clarified butter, exactly.
So kind of post-healing, once you have gotten over this really painful disease, what is your vegan or vegetarian diet now? How does it affect your lifestyle? What are some of the certain foods that you like to eat that you incorporate into your yogic lifestyle?
I still eat khichdi every day. At least once, every day of my life, as a food choice. This mung bean is said to be the goddess Lakshmi herself. Lakshmi is the goddess of plenitude and healing and beauty and grace and abundance and prosperity.
So why would you not want to flood that in your body every day?
This mung bean is said to be the goddess Lakshmi herself. Yeah. So I try to do that once a day.
Do you ever sprout mung beans and eat them raw? It's fun. You should try it.
I love to. I love raw food diets as well too. I experimented with raw food diets for a long time as well. Now my diet is pretty simple. It's vegan other than ghee, and I love food. I love food, and I love vegan food, and we're so blessed here in California to have so many options and so many incredible restaurants. I have an absolute love for vegan junk food. You know what I mean by that? Like you go to Native Foods or something.
Sure.
It's like 80s mall food, but vegan. You know what I mean?
And the thing is with that, some people will hear the word processed and be so scared.
Right.
A vegan processed food, in my opinion, is healthier than a healthy meat food. A lean turkey or a grass-fed beef. Like vegan junk food ultimately is never really that junk.
Yeah, but I try to keep in yoga. There's a word called sattva. We try to keep a sattvic diet, which is pure. It's pure. It's uncanned foods, and you don't eat day-old cooking. And everything is fresh and pure, full of vitality, full of prana, full of love. And the most important thing is when you cook to put your love into the food. And I chant mantras while I'm cooking, and it gets infused into the food. And that food, you taste it, it tastes different. When you pray and cook, and you offer the food at your altar, it turns it into what's called prasadam. and prasadam is like blessed food, consecrated
Right,
food.
so maybe if someone has tried a new vegetarian diet, they've come with an illness and it's not working.
Yeah.
Maybe there's more to be done. You need to put love into your food. You need to eat fresh foods. You need to maybe grow your foods. There's more than just consuming the vegan diet.
And diet, you know, for me, my healing, diet is one part of it, and it's a very big part of it. But another part, there's so many more levels to healing. And for me, a big level is the level of the heart, and cultivating some kind of spiritual faith in something higher that you can connect to and connect your life to and begin to surrender your life to.
Which is what you can find at Bhakti Yoga Shala. I mean, trust me, I've gone around to all the joints in LA and I love all of them, but there is a certain energy, sense of community, and healing power that is here in community kirtan and in yoga classes that is really unique in the city. So you're really taking that into the community rather than only feeling the benefits of yourself, which is amazing.
That's why we're here.
So we'll close it up with what are some of your favorite vegan joints in LA?
Well, honestly, Real Food Daily is right here. It's 2 blocks away. I've been eating there since 1997.
Wow.
And I can honestly say I've never had a bad meal.
Yeah.
I've never,
It's
not
one of
once
my
as a bad meal.
family's staple restaurants.
Yeah. I mean, I've eaten hundreds and hundreds of times. I have never had a bad meal.
Alright, so Real Food Daily.
Real Food Daily. My good friends Matt and Jenna own Revolution.
Which is in Venice.
No, it's in Main Street in Santa Monica.
Oh, okay.
The Enlightenment salad, to me, is the perfect salad on the planet.
Yeah,
There is not a better salad than the Enlightenment salad.
And that's
It's a little
totally raw
pricey.
vegan restaurant.
It's I think $18 for a salad, but you eat this, it will be all you need to eat all day.
Yeah, you know, I've been really thinking about the whole thing of people calling vegan food pricey.
Yeah.
Really, because of the long-term investment that you're making in your health, I don't think we can call vegan food pricey ever again. I mean, I haven't gotten sick. I haven't taken medications in over 2 years. Like, this is our medicine. We're investing in our health, not just eating a salad.
That's
you know?
it. And for me as well too, I haven't touched Western medicine in 10 years. I have not touched Western medicine. in
Not
10
many
years.
people can really say
And you know, not that there's anything wrong with Western medicine, because at the right time, it's a very, very important thing for certain people. But I think the benefits of natural, organic,
Healing,
holistic
holistic.
lifestyle can keep you away from Western medicine, which we know has tremendous side effects and effects on different other organs. So I think if we can stay away from it, we're better off with it. One other restaurant, there's a restaurant in Orange County that's called Allah.
God,
Never heard of Allah.
Wow.
A-U-L-A-C.
That little vegan gem.
It is a vegan gem. It's a mixture of a raw food restaurant and a Vietnamese restaurant. It's near Huntington Beach.
So lots of
it's off
ginger
Brook,
and spices.
It's off Brookhurst Avenue. And this restaurant is phenomenal. If you can get to Allah, it is absolutely
All right, well, everyone, if you're in the LA area or if you live in LA, you've got to come and hang out at Bhakti Yoga Shala. Amazing, and you can visit the website as well, and you can see videos, get Govindas and his wife's album. They're amazing. Thank you so much. So beautiful.
Keep doing your good work.
We're about to take some yoga.
Yeah.
Thank you. Plantriotic.com. Awesome. See you later.